Hey everybody, how's it going? So this video is going to be a not too long one, hopefully. But I just want to share a little, I guess, business news. Um, and this is also a learning video for addicts, and anyone who is not, and just it's a way to help you understand something about a mindset and a mind frame, from both ways. And anyone who has done or sold drugs before is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. The minute they hear me talk about it, they're going to understand. Um, and maybe you just haven't been able to explain it or describe it the way I'm about to, so people understand. So maybe use this video and find your own way to be able to say what I'm about to say. Okay, because I'm obviously just going to state it in the way that I know how to state it the best. That's all I can do, right? But I'm hoping that some people get some understanding from this, sort of on both ends, on every end. Okay, so getting off drugs is hard in general, right? Because of the getting clean, the getting sober, the just everything that comes with it, right? Changing your life, cutting all your old ties, like it's a lot, right? You have to change a lot in your life to get clean. Because, like I said, you have to stop hanging out with all your old friends. You can't hang out with people that do drugs or people that sell drugs or anything like that. If you're trying to get clean, it'll never work, right? Because it's what they do in their lives. They're always going to offer it to you. It's always going to be around, and it's not really their fault, right? It's the life they live, and it's just how it is, right? You have to make the decision. You have to realize if you stay around that, you're putting yourself in that risk. But that's one of the things is once you get clean and once you stop doing these things, you have to find other ways to try to live a normal life. You have to integrate back into society. You have to get a job. You have to start working a 9 to 5 or something, or go to school, or get a career, or you have to get a job, right? You have to pay bills, which when you're doing drugs, to be honest, you don't think about it, you don't care. You move from trap house to trap house, live on the streets, you don't give a fuck. You don't got to pay bills. You don't got to eat most of the time. When you do, there's enough places that you can get free meals. When you need to eat, you can eat. Anything you need necessarily, you can get in between your drug binges. It's not, they don't make it that hard. Okay, no city does. You can. Even the hardest cities where it's the hardest, Edmonton is one of the hardest cities I've ever seen it been in. Okay, because they have the least support for the amount of people that they have, but that's because there's so many homeless and drug addicted people here. But it's the hardest up here. But even here, it's what I have a thing right here of free meals in the city, and it's every day. At some places, there's Hope Missions. There's there's bread pantries. You can get them at the libraries. Okay, literally Edmonton Community Meals, and it has it by location, addresses, everything. Right, so um, it's doable. But when you decide to change and start living a normal life, sure, you can still use these things, but you want to change that, right? You don't want to be using these things. You want to change. You want to be different. You want to be like normal people, right? And that's what everyone expects of you as well, right? That's the other thing you got to think. Is even when you're not realizing it, everybody's putting pressure on you. Like even when you, as a sober person, or as a person supporting a person that's in it that has an addiction or trying to get clean, you have to realize that they are feeling pressure from you, even if you're not really pressuring them. Even if you don't realize it, sometimes you are. Even if you don't notice it, subconsciously you're doing it. And even if you're not, they feel like you are. Okay, it's a thing, and it's not something you can just talk out or say I'm not doing it. And it's just gonna fix things. It's inside, and it's just right. You just have to kind of roll with it and support them, and just show them that you're there for them. Um, Kind of like anything, right? Uh, but the big part of that is the getting a job. It's hard. It is not easy to get a job. It's not hard. It's not easy. Sorry, it's hard. Even finding a minimum wage job. Okay, I have a lot of job experience. I've had a lot of jobs. I have really good jobs. My last job was at a charity. Okay, a nonprofit charity, and I'm having a hard time finding jobs. And I grind. It's not like I'm not looking. It's not like I don't look, man. I grind 24 fucking 7. Like I said, I work 150% all the time. I just can't help myself. Okay, so even looking for jobs and shit when I was grinding. I'm not now. I'm not bothered. I'm my own boss now, so I'm not gonna bother with that 9 to 5 shit. Um, but when I was grinding every day. I was putting out fucking resume after resume after resume. I was fucking on Indeed and LinkedIn and fucking email. You know what I mean? 60 a fucking day. I was getting fucking nothing. How? It doesn't make sense. It's discouraging and it sucks. And I'm doing all this work 2, 3 months at a time, okay, to find one job that they're gonna pay me $15 an hour, And just to get out of the hole a few grand, or get to a normal life stand, it's going to take you 6 months. Okay? Realistically, if you do it that way. Even if you get a career where you're making $20 an hour, $25 an hour, it's still going to take you 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, okay? Now, you have to look at this, and sure, you're living a normal life, but look at this from the drug addict's point of view or the seller. Some of you might not have sold. Me, I used to trap. I trapped for a long time. I was really good at it, not to toot my own horn, but that's what I do, right? I did it since I was a kid, since I was literally a child. Okay? I picked up a lot of shit. I learned from a lot of different people. I've done it in a lot of different cities, a lot of different areas. I've learned a lot of different ways of doing it. That is why I picked up so much. I did it in a lot of places, and I learned from a lot of people. I've seen the best. I've seen the worst. I've seen them get killed. I've seen them go to jail. I've seen them go from the bottom to the top. I've seen almost every version of this that you can see. I've watched it happen to people personally. And that is why I'm good at stuff, because I've watched and I've learned. I don't ever make the same mistake twice. And when I see somebody else make a mistake, I learn from it. That's just how I am. It's a good way to be. Learn from your mistakes. Don't make them again. You keep doing the same shit over and over again. Insanity. Einstein. Man was a genius. He said some smart shit. Look it up. But this is the thing. Okay. Even this day, it's been 10 years, 15 years since I've sold drugs or done anything like that, right? I've been clean for a while. I've been living a good life for a long time, a clean life. I changed my shit around, right? But even to this day, right? There's still people messaging me out the ass. There's still people that owe me money. There's still people that, you know what I mean? I just left all that shit behind. Cause like I said, you gotta burn every bridge. You gotta cut every tie. You just gotta drop that shit out if you wanna change your life. It's hard, but that's what you gotta do. So I still have people to this day that look me up, even though I've changed Facebooks, I've changed, you know what I mean? I have people that fucking find me and try to get a hold of me and shit, right? About shit like that. And I just, I gotta block them. I gotta get rid of them. I gotta, I'm different now. I gotta explain to some people that it's just not what I do anymore. But you have to realize that's really hard, because when you go 3 months trying your hardest to get a job and you don't get nothing and you're making no money, you got to realize with the connects I have, I could turn around, okay? Get an ounce of meth for like $400. It's going to be cut as shit, but that's not going to matter, okay? An ounce. Now, anybody, I'm going to explain this. Anybody that knows anything about heavier drugs is going to know this already. But an ounce of meth, okay? You can sell that for $80 to $100. 60 on the low end, but in most places, I've heard at Edmonton, it's like you can get it relatively cheap. But 60 to 80 to $100 a gram, let's say, in Ontario. Anyone can vouch for that. So let's just say $100 a gram. That's $2,800, okay? Let's just say. I could easily make that, because in Edmonton, most people cannot afford to buy a gram at a time. Let's be honest, they're buying it $5, $10 at a time. Here's where the business news comes in. When you sell drugs, if you cannot afford to sell millions of dollars at a time, or large amounts, if you're not selling 40 grand to over 20 grand at a time, I'd say, then sell by the point. Don't try to middle it, because you're going to lose money. If you don't have enough weight to be able to sell, like I said, 20 grand or more at a time, where you're actually making profit off the amount you're selling on the high end, you have to pedal it, because you have to understand, but no matter what you're buying at, you're not going to be buying it at point. You're not buying it at $2,800 no matter what, unless you're an idiot, right? Even if you're not buying it at what I can get at, like I said, $350 to $450, which is fucking the cheapest you'll find. But it's because I know people. I have people that owe me. I know people that owe people, right? So if I really wanted to, I could. It's, this is not the kind of life that I live. Do I know these people anymore? No, I don't really know them. But like I said, that kind of lifestyle, I could show my face in certain places and just have shit done. That's regardless, besides the point, though. So I could take this ounce, you pedal it, and you sell it point by point, which means it's dangerous, because you're on the streets, you're selling to crackheads, you're selling to meth heads, you're selling to people that have weapons, people that don't carry yada yada. But if you're smart about it, if you're a good salesman and you're, respectful, if you're a real person, you won't have a problem. You just don't let anyone fuck with you. You sell it by the point. You're going to make $2,800 off that ounce, okay? If you spent $400 on that ounce, you just made $2,400 in one day. Now take this in. That's okay money. That's okay. But see, I'm not just going to take that ounce and sell it for 28. I'm going to take that ounce and I'm going to cut it. Okay? I'm going to split it 4 times, which means I now have 4 ounces at $2,800 each. Do that math. 28, 28, 28, 28. Okay? Yeah. That really changes things, because now we are at $5,600 for 2. That makes 11,200. Had to do math there for a second. $11,200 I just made one night. Again, depending how much stuff the first ounce is already cut, that's only 4 times. If that stuff is pure enough when I get it, I can cut that shit up to 8 times. So double that 11 grand. That is $22,000 of peddling. Okay, sure, it's going to take me a week, maybe a day an ounce. In 1 week, I'll make 20 grand. Okay? On the low end. No, wait, we said 11 grand an ounce. I got 7 ounces there. That's 140 grand. I wasn't doing my math right. I was doing 2 ounces. So, yeah. You said 11.2 an ounce, right? So 11.2 times that by 7. Sorry, it's like 100 grand. My math's being fucked up. I'm not doing it correctly. It's too early. But if you do that math yourself, I have all the math in there. Do the numbers, okay? Sorry, yeah, I said 1 ounce is 28. Cut it 4 times is 11. Double that is 22. That's 8 ounces, 22 grand, off $400 in 1 week. So right now, in my brain, right, you got to understand, in an addict's brain, I'm like, well, I can sit here for 3 months and make no money and then possibly make $15 an hour. Or I can go out right now and in 1 week from now, have 22 grand in my pocket, be out of debt, and do whatever I want with the other, 19 grand? 18 grand? That's a pretty good profit for 1 week. Now, see, if I decide to keep doing that, I could do it for a month straight. Do that math. 22 grand a week. Yeah. Okay? 1 month. I can make 80 grand. I work for 3 months. I don't have to work for the rest of the year. That is the flip and what you're giving up when you stop selling drugs. Okay? People look at me sometimes like I never had nothing, like I didn't have money, like I didn't... People just don't understand. It's not like I went around flashing my money. Okay? I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm selling drugs. You don't flash drug money. I'm not a dumbass. I dress like I'm poor. I always did. I looked like the person that smoked crack when I was a person that had 70 G's in his back pocket, okay, in a backpack. You thought that backpack was full of homeless man shit, smelly socks. No, that backpack had 100 grand in it and a bunch of drugs, okay? But, it is what it is. I don't judge people for judging. It actually saved my ass a lot of times. It actually helped me more than it hurt me for people to misunderstand and underestimate me and what I was capable of and what I was doing. It helped me. It helped me when I went to court. I was supposed to do a very long time in jail. And I did have help from outside sources as well. Not something I'm going to talk about. But, I was supposed to do 5.5 years over, right? Like, I got arrested a lot. I had a lot of bad charges. I did a lot of stupid shit. I was supposed to do a long time. I didn't even do close to that. So, you know, you got to put those things in perspective sometimes, though, and realize it's really hard. Because, like I said, if I wanted to, like that, I could have money, but I'd have to go back to a life that I don't want to live. I'd have to go back to being a person I don't want to be. I'd have to go back to doing shit that I don't want to do, right? I'd have to go back to that life. Even if I went back to that life now, I'd have to start getting involved with people that I don't want to. I'd have to start automatically doing things that I don't want to do. I'd be asked to. You know what I mean? This person's doing this. This person's doing this. This person has to pay this. This person, and you know what I mean? And like, I'm not doing it anymore. I want to live peacefully, without violence, without anger, without any bullshit or drama. I just want peace. I'm a Buddhist now. I don't know if I've told a lot of people that, but my whole life I was really pushed Christianity, just because my parents stuff, because they were and stuff. But I never felt it. It was never my thing. I never really was. And as I got older, I didn't understand why, and I kind of felt trapped and lost because I didn't understand why, like, this God that I was supposed to believe in and was supposed to help me and shit didn't really seem like he was. And I just had a lot of questions that I didn't feel like were being answered and stuff, right? Like, it happens. Um, but a little while ago, not a little while ago, I guess about a year ago, or more, I started getting into Buddhism, and I realized that a lot of their beliefs, a lot of their values, a lot of their traditions, a lot of their everything matched with stuff that I used to say even to my friends, and they can vouch for just on a daily basis without knowing anything about Buddhism. You know what I mean? I didn't know that these things were part of their things, but they're things I already believed in myself, just that I had just put into myself my own moral values and my own things. And when I started realizing how much connected, it kind of just shed out to me, and I don't know, it was like a light that I had never seen before, and it just, a lot of things started making sense, and I started really looking into it, and I'm really getting really into it. I'm still, I haven't gone to like a temple or anything. I'm nervous because there is temples with white people. I don't know. I'm putting that on myself. I just feel like I'm not gonna be accepted, I guess. But that's something I got to get over myself. I usually don't have stage fright and stuff. That's why I'm like even more weirded out about it, because I really don't give a shit about all stuff like that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You don't like me. I'm gonna sit there in a robe anyways, looking more Buddhist than you. Anyways, but I'm a little nervous. It's just, I don't know, it's a religion thing, and I want to be respectful and stuff, so that's like, that means a lot to me. um but yeah, I want to live a peaceful life. I don't want no more drama, no more bullshit, no more anything, any of it. I'm gonna relax, enjoy my money, enjoy my time, enjoy life. So anyways, guys, just wanted to make a little kind of explanation video. It ran a lot longer than I thought, of course, but my videos usually do. I talk too much. Just ADHD and anxiety. I start going and I lose track of time and I jump subjects. I apologize. I also look a lot away from the screen a lot because I don't know, I just do it. I guess the current camera kind of makes me almost feel nervous. I'm not nervous, as you can tell I'm not, but I don't know, it's just a weird thing. People are actually dogging on one of my friends in her videos about it, that she keeps looking away from the screen. And it's anxiety and ADHD, just so you're aware. We all do it. I do. If you watch any of my videos, you'll see me doing it constantly. I'm constantly looking away. I can't help it. I just do it. I just can't. I can't. I don't even notice I'm doing it. I just can't help myself. And then, like, I'll stop talking, and then I'll notice I'm doing it. That I've literally paused and I'm just looking away, and I'm not looking at anything. I'm not actually looking at anything. I'm just, just so. Just so you're aware, it's a thing. So stop crapping on my friend about it too. Her name's Leah Roach. It's a thing. If you can't get over it, don't watch the videos. It's simple as that. You don't have to watch them. But if you're gonna watch them, be kind in your comments and your opinions, please, and thank you. Anyways, guys, have a good rest of your evening. Rest of your day. It's still morning, I guess. Sorry. Yeah, I had to wear the glasses. I normally don't wear them in the videos just because I don't. It's not that I care about wearing them. I just don't, because I try to wear them like when I need them, for reading and shit. But I actually can't see anything without them. Like almost nothing. My eyes are really bad. I have really bad vision. So without my glasses, I can't really see anything. Like, it's all blurred. So most of the time I don't care, because I just kind of used to it. You know what I mean? So I can still see stuff, but like, I know what I'm looking at, I guess. um, but yeah, so anyways, have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll probably end up making another video later. There's probably going to be a couple coming out today. Today's not too busy of a day for me, so I got some time, so I figured why not. Hope you guys have a good afternoon, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.